Welcome to Monster, a real play Dungeons and Dragons show featuring very funny comedians. I am your dungeon master, Kevin Eggleston, joined by...
Hi, I'm Tyson Cox. I'm on Chester Blackfield. He's just a nice guy who's a little bit of a punchy fella. Just a little hitches.
And my name is Tyler Waltz. That went on like 30 seconds too long. He's like, I'm a punchy boy. That's where it should have ended. But then you're like, that's little and punches. Like,
and he hits. He uses his fist. He's a pugilist.
Yeah, he's a pugilist. I like kicking ass and mustache wags.
My name is Tyler Waltz, and I will be playing Ekrum, somebody who understands that sometimes you do need to fight fire with fire.
Does that also transfer to, like, they fight water with water? Because it feels like fire is the only thing you fight with itself. Nobody ever fights, like, earth with dirt.
Can we fight poverty with poverty?
Yes, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's when you make poor people fight for your amusement. What do you want here?
I've never been rich. I didn't know that was an option. I do have a fight I have to go to later.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's going to be so fun to watch him get his ass kicked.
Just thumped. But hey, we're doing a D&D podcast. Last time, we met up with Sergeant Pewter, and well, let me get into Chester. Yeah, we had a good time. We met up we went to a cop bar, which, boy, howdy, Chester, big fan of the police. We met up with Sergeant Pewter, who's hunting down this cult for us, well, with us now, and made our way up into a mansion. We thoroughly beat up and effectively took out a very powerful, scary armor that didn't nearly kill both of us for a long time, and made our way into, I believe, a spooky, scary shadow realm.
Like in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Don't point out where we're derivative. All right. Behind you, the portal fades, winks out of existence, and you find yourself trapped in a realm surrounded by darkening shadows. It almost seems like your world, but as if the color's been drained out of it, almost to match the feeling of depression, this solemn kind of gloom that settled over you. You feel it in your heart. Just some of those baser, more angry emotions seem to be bubbling up. Even Chester, our perennially golden retriever-esque punching bag, you feel yourself irritated for the first time, almost angry at what's happened to you. Ekrum, you feel a bit at ease in a way that kind of surprises you, as if you're being watched and part of you is home again. You in the back, or behind you, you hear the baying of hounds, dogs being set loose on the hunt. Before you stretches an open kind of expanse. In the far distance, you see a tower, a beam of silvery light descending from the heavens upon it, almost drawing you towards it. What do you gentlemen want to do?
We should probably, there's no way those dogs are for us, so we should definitely not go towards them.
Yeah, I would say that's a safe assumption. I'm curious because I wonder how they know we're here. I wonder if it's an effect of the plane, or because we weren't caught on the way up here, so that's interesting. But we should probably get out of here pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd rather get away than no.
Is our officer friend with us?
You look around and you see Pewter marching determinedly towards the tower in the distance. Almost, she's kind of ignored you two, and she set off on her own.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, we should probably just keep a pace.
All right, so you're gonna follow her. All right. Kind of just describe to me kind of how you guys are doing this. Are you trying to take in the sights? Are you just trying to like rush ahead? Are you trying to be stealthy? What are we doing?
Maintaining pace with her. Ekrum would probably trust that she is being vigilant forward, so I will be perceptive and watching our flanks, checking behind us, just keeping an open eye while keeping pace with her.
I'm gonna be like trying to hide in the shadows, as it were. So I'm gonna try to like stealth up and try to stay out of sight.
Okay.
Feels like Chester would be like Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove.
No. When I cross-classed, I became very good at stealth. So now I have a new thing I do.
That's good.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Okay.
Would I need perception?
You go ahead and make a perception check.
21.
That's a good start. Also a 21.
Okay, holy butts.
Look at us.
You can see me, but I hide from you.
Yeah, right.
So, Chester, you are darting in and out of these shadows. Almost in the time when you step into one of them, you almost seem to disappear in them completely and then reemerge kind of back to dart to another shadow. I mean, you are stealth personified. Ekrum, you see around you every once in a while, you seem to catch something in the corner of the eye, like almost like when you it's late at night and you're tired and you think you see something in the corner of your eye. You kind of keep trying to catch this, and every once in a while you think you catch a creature or a thing that is working very hard to stay out of your field of vision.
Oh, you shouldn't have had all that Benadryl before we went on this.
When I see that, I will use the cantrip message, and I will message our officer friend and Chester, and I will also I will cast Mage Armor and prepare an action for if we are jumped to activate my Shadow Blade.
All right. So as you cast that Mage Armor, kind of a shadowy set of plate almost settles upon you and just kind of melds into your clothing, and you are like, ooh, you look like a spicy boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then a blade of pure darkness emerges in your hand, and you look poised and ready. I'm going to say you can't be surprised right now because of that perception roll and because you took these steps to be protected. You notice, though, that Pewter is still just plowing forward. She hasn't even acknowledged any sort of warning that you've given her.
Okay. That's probably for the best.
Chester, what do you get? What do you do when you hear this warning?
I'll probably stop and hold and wait to keep an eye on Ekrum.
Okay. Are you hiding in shadows while you do that?
Hiding in shadows, yeah. But like kind of begrudgingly.
Okay.
Like he's like, oh, come on, man.
Go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me.
Oh, no.
Strength saving throw.
All right.
At least you're good at strength.
17.
Okay.
This feels right, considering the last session was like 4.
Yeah.
Don't say it so early. Don't say it so early. The dice gods. The dice gods.
This will be fun. Chester, you feel something grab you and start pulling you backwards, which is what's so strange about it is you're getting pulled backwards into shadow. You feel your body kind of slip and slide where it shouldn't. I mean, it's shadow. It's not a physical thing you can touch.
Yeah.
But you feel yourself drawn in.
Do I notice?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
That's another 21.
Okay.
2 19s on the dice.
You turn just in time, and you see Chester being dragged into the shadows.
Does it give me time to like overhand throw my dagger?
Yeah, you can make an attack roll at the darkness.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing. Okay, so with my bonuses, that's a 13.
13. You hear something in the darkness make a kind of a muffled scream as if it's coming from a great distance away. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. There we go. That is 9 damage.
Okay. Fantastic. Chester, that 9 damage, that's going to give you a chance. Do you want to make a roll to see if you can break free? Or any final word? Like, do you want to shout anything? What do you want to do?
Bye, nerd! And I fall back. I never liked you anyway.
No, do it with the accent.
I never liked you anyways. No, I'm gonna go ahead and try to break free. Yeah.
Okay.
Strength.
Yep.
All right. 8.
Okay. Well, let's see here how this contested one goes. Okay. You are pulled into the shadows.
Well, I did all I could.
Yeah. Guess I'm going to have to find a new guy to get punched in the face around me.
So here's a good question. Mm-hmm. When I try and summon my dagger back to me, does it come back? Because if it goes into another plane, it technically doesn't come back to my hand.
It does return.
Okay.
He's still in the shadow fell.
Cool.
You go to summon that dagger back to you. You can hear it pulling itself free of whatever it had been buried in. Before that dagger arrives, a hand snatches it from the air and holds it in front of you. You kind of look at this person that's kind of interrupted this, and you feel an intense sense of familiarity. You are looking at it, and you realize you're staring at yourself. It is the same you, the distended, shadowy figure that you remember from the dream the night you first opened the box.
The one I yelled at.
Yes, the same oozing black eyes, the same open mouth, except this time, instead of being this yawning void and like that soundless scream, it is smiling at you wickedly.
Well, at least he's happier this time. I guess.
And he looks at you and he says, Ekrum, so good to see me. We have so much to talk about. Chester!
Yeah.
You find yourself in a black... It feels like a room, but also it's pitch black. You can't see anything.
I just start feeling around for like tables or chairs or anything.
You're like, I woke up blacked out in enough places to know there's going to be something to bash a kneecap on.
I go hands. I put my hands on the back of my hands on my knees because it always sucks to hit your knee on a corner of a table.
Wait, so you're like duck walking around this place? Okay.
No, I'm feeling around and.
Okay, you feeling around in the darkness. Go ahead and just give me a perception check.
Oh, that's not great.
For feeling.
Well, I'm a man who likes to fight. I'm in touch with my feelings.
You feel drywall.
With my fist. 11.
Okay. As you feel around, you find the edge of this space that you're in. It almost feels like you're in a perfectly smooth cube. Mm-hmm. As you feel around, all of a sudden a light turns on about 20 feet from you. You see it kind of throwing a dim light into the area around you. It almost seems to end abruptly in the shadows.
Well, I'm going to go... Oh, I died. I'm going to go towards the light, I guess.
Yeah. Historically been the best choice a person can make when they see it.
I don't need him to double check the books and then go, oh no, drop the bottom out.
No, you have now encountered the Shadowfell's version of an anglerfish. No.
That would be so scary.
I would then also see the light very soon after.
Yeah, thankfully it's dark, so nobody can see me pooping the pants.
But the smell is so heightened.
Yeah, all my other senses are heightened. It is terrible. Robert, I hope you play something very squelchy here.
Oh, don't.
You move in towards the light. As you do, silver flames, as you step into the light, silvery flames kind of radiate outward, drifting up, taking the shape, almost like you're watching an old movie. It kind of has that grainy quality. It's just light and shadow playing to make what you're seeing. And you see the night you became the number one killer. You're in a boxing ring. You are throwing punches. The fighter you're fighting is better than you. Each punch of yours, he nimbly dodges and ducks, hits you with uppercut and haymakers, and you are nearly beaten. You're saved only by the ring of the brown bell. And you go to your corner. Even your cut man is just like, I don't know what we're going to do here. You're watching yourself get angry for perhaps one of the first times in your life. This is no longer fun for Chester. The bell rings to start the new round, and you come out like a man possessed, throwing punches, angry. You don't even worry about the fists that are coming at you. Your only goal is to just punish this person, and you deliver a knockout punch. That scene fades away with the crowd cheering for you. Later, the scene shifts to you in a bar, celebrating. One hand, a big gallon of, or big jug of beer. The other, you got a nice ice cold steak that you're just using to keep the black eyes down. You're celebrating. You're rowdy. The happy Chester we know is back. In the room, the door swings open to the tavern, and a figure, covered head to toe in leather armor. The joy in the bar seems to just leak out. Everyone goes silent. And you turn to face this figure. Ekrum!
Oh, fuck. Oh.
You're walking side by side with the shadow version of yourself. He looks at you, hands you your shadow knife. He says, I think this is yours.
I mean, technically it's yours too, I guess. This is very confusing.
It's best not to think too hard about what we are, but I'm glad you made it here. Feels good, doesn't it?
It does, but I'm also very skeptical about that. It seems like one of those just because you feel good doesn't mean it is good kind of things.
Well, as the famous bard Sheryl Crow once said, if it makes you happy. I don't know where we're going with that one. You kind of, I know it was like you were very skeptical. Okay, yes, it's a good reaction, but
It's
I
like,
can't.
well, sometimes you feel like killing somebody, but at the end of the day, just because that made you feel good doesn't mean it's a good thing to murder.
Yes,
That's not relatable. Is that
this fantasy world's version of sometimes you feel like a nut.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like a murder, sometimes you don't.
You guys couldn't have gone with heroin. Heroin sure feels good, I bet, but it's not good for you.
Yeah, right.
You think heroin is a more relatable reference point for our audience than Sweet Sweet Almond Joys
Yeah.
and Mounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, who the hell eats almond joys and mounds?
I know 7 heroin heads. I know none of them that eat Mounds.
You are from the Pacific Northwest. So.
Yeah. Hell, we just found it's the most passive-aggressive way to kill ourselves. Like, you have to watch this and be sad.
The news has never had an almond joy epidemic sweep the country.
If that would have taken Kurt Cobain. Made myself sad. All right.
Technically, it wasn't the heroin. It was.
Anyways,
Well, I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into a gun debate.
All right.
Hey, Robert, clip that one.
Nope. This stays in.
Clip it when it became unfun.
Yeah. Oh, so we have to start the pod over again?
Yeah, we're starting over.
Yeah. Yes, but I think you'll agree we're both better together. Haven't you noticed since I've been in your mind? Things have gotten better for you.
Yes, but I would say that that's rather circumstantial. There was a lot of things that happened around that time. I met a time dragon. That was a big deal. Like, that was pretty neat. So, yes, things have gotten better, but that seems circumstantial.
Ekrum, I worry that you need to let me in more. That you're just not strong enough without me there.
I'm still not convinced that you are me. Is there something that you can tell me that only I would know?
You have genital warts.
Where?
It's kind of in the name. It's weird if you had genital warts on your foot.
It would,
It's
but
just a wart. They have warts.
No,
would, but
he's
you would
been
know.
kicking people in the puss.
Yes, all day.
Like a Quentin Tarantino film.
My character would be skeptical that this is somebody doing an illusion.
It would make. Go ahead and make an insight check. 7. He smiles, almost like this is what he expected of you. And he waves his hand, and the shadows coalesce. You almost see this picture show of you as a young child learning your first cantrip, and you're failing at casting these basic spells. Until one night you see you're learning these, you're staying up late in the shadows of the candlelight that you're reading these books by. You see your own shadow, except it's moving differently than you. It's not mimicking you as much as you're making these motions, as it's doing them more fluidly, more subtly. You see the magic of the shadows start to weave, and you see the shadow casting the spell that you yourself have been failing to cast. And it reaches out to you with its hand, and your young self grasps it. And for once, the spell you've been trying to learn erupts from your hands. You realize this Ekrum is your shadow self, this version of you that has always been kept under wraps, has been kept in the shadows, and it's now making itself known, making its presence. You've always felt it every time you touched magic. It's the conduit through which your magic flows, but you never had a name for it. You've never had it manifested. You always just thought the shadows were you.
Okay. Thinking about how conflicted I am. Because, I'm a very suspicious person. So this is a lot of, mental chess with myself. Not only in my own mind, but my mind that's in the other me's mind. And it's very complicated right now.
I like to think that this is just playing out with your, I'm playing 4D chess against my shadow self. And it's just you doing the thing where you, look in a mirror and try to make it move at the same time.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to beat myself at rock, paper, scissors.
You're just loser says what? And your shadow self's like, what? And you're like, yeah, I'm the smart one. Ekrum wins today.
Yeah, future me, you fuck with me, I'll ruin your life.
Yeah, you also, in your head, you're thinking, I bet I could beat this guy with a flashlight. You're not better than me.
I cast light. So, okay. I guess without being too fancy, trying to sweeten me up, what is it that makes now the time to reveal yourself?
He smiles again. It just, again, this is, you have never realized, you always had kind of a smug smile. You've always been cleverer than everyone else. You don't like that you're seeing that smile being directed at you. You're like, this fucking guy.
Is this what I do to other people?
Yeah. You have a moment of like, I'm gonna be nicer to Chester.
No, everyone else.
Yeah. Then you think about Chester and you're like, fuck him. Shadows grabbed him.
Yeah.
They were very good grabbing shadows.
You see the time dragon, and you see he's showing you that encounter. You're seeing it from the perspective of where your shadow, was in the room. You see yourself reliving that journey they took you on through time, showing the city being destroyed over and over again, this cycle of death and rebirth, and the moment where the god awakens. And he says, I've grown attached to you, Ekrum. I don't want to see this end. And be certain it will end if you don't embrace what you can be.
Is that a threat?
It's a promise more than a threat, Ekrum. You have so much potential.
Is it a menacing promise? That seems like you're just trying to get away with me saying
I'm a man made of shadows. Like everything we say got a little bit, like 10% menace.
Yeah.
This guy's a shadow thesaurus. That's,
Yeah. It's an omen. Also, it seems ominous promise. Ominous promise. That's a fun one, Ekrum. Jot that down.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm going to hit Chester with that later and watch
watch his mustache spin. Oh,
your devil words.
So what exactly is the offer? Saying that it's just simply an embrace of what I am is very vague. I don't quite know what the contract says yet.
How do you make a contract with yourself, Ekrum? Let me steer the ship that is us. Let me have control, and you can save everyone.
Insight check.
All right. I'll let you make it with advantage, because you're a naturally paranoid person.
15 or 9.
Well, 9's actually higher.
Yeah.
That's the way numbers work.
We're doing golf insight.
Right.
Yeah. With a 15, you sense he's telling you that knowing smile. Again, you see it. Almost everything he says ends with that smile. And you can tell when you're getting played. He might not be lying to you outright, but there's something off about all this. There's, if they say the devil's in the details, like there's a detail that you're missing in all of this.
I'm going to try and pry for that detail.
Okay.
Be like, I am leaning towards this, but it still feels like I don't know the full picture.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuading myself.
Yeah.
17.
17. He smiles. You always were so bright.
See, that's what makes me suspicious, because you're saying it's like a we are thou kind of thing, but every time you're talking about you and you. So are we the same thing or not? Because you're flippy floppy. That might be why I'm not hanging on to the deal right now.
I didn't know you were a sorcerer and a grammarian. Very annoying. Very annoying.
Well, you said the devil's in the details, and I failed
just
English.
Shows all the times that you were left out of parties, and he's like, "This was why. This
fine.
was why, Ekrum."
But I was right. Yes.
Yes, I feel good.
Yeah, it does.
He shows a picture of Chester just partying. He's like, "This seems better, right?"
If I'm about to accidentally make a deal with Satan, I'm fine. If I can figure this out with a grammatical error. It's like, That's what it takes to fight the devil. Basic English.
This podcast brought to you by Grammarly.
Yeah.
Have a deal with the devil? Need to find it out? Use Grammarly. Powered by AI, Grammarly can spot those weird little syntax errors.
Footnote: we're not sponsored. I can't think we can legally claim that. People might believe it,
If we say it enough times, it manifests, and they have to sponsor us.
I'm so excited to get a mattress from sent to us for doing this.
He, again, waves his hand, and the shadows show the thing you are most afraid of in this moment. You see the city crumbling, people screaming, terrified, as the god that the city is built on awakens. It rising up, flexing muscles that haven't stretched for eons, and the city.
Just making ancient dad noises.
Yeah, he's like that's. There's no good way to be like, hey, this elder god awakens and it destroys everything. But like, how's that look? Well, it looks like he's just got a crick in his neck, and now your neighborhood's gone.
Charlie horse in the calf.
Yeah, he's just having that first morning pee after 3 millennia. Everyone's just falling off the back into space.
He's like leaning on a star.
Yeah.
But back to the serious discussion.
Thanks, guys.
About my
I'm
future.
so glad we did that. You see the people you knew in your neighborhood, the tenements they lived in just crumble. You see the library of the Time Dragon, the Lore Worm, just shattering. And you see her in those final moments, just the weariness and sadness as she winks out of existence. And he goes, you can prevent all of this. And then you see yourself in all your dark glory, ASMR, these shadows pouring out of you, your wings lined with black fire, the face that haunted your nightmare, fully reveling in the gloriousness of shadows as they bind and lash themselves to this god, wrestling it down and making it submit, and the city is safe. And you let out an evil laugh, a laugh you've never heard yourself make as this happens.
How about I add a condition to the deal? I will say yes on the condition that you can only take over when I fail. So if I die or something like that, you can step in at the last minute to correct the course.
Your life has been built on failures. You failed to be a wizard. You failed to be a scholar. You failed to be a hero. You've even failed to be a friend.
To who?
He's like, wow. I'm in your mind. I should have seen this one. He just like conjures a shadow version of Chester, and he's like, really? No, you forgot his. What's his name? What's his name?
Charles. Sorry to take the goof into the serious moment, but it felt like a good opportunity.
I'm just watching the worst day of my life, and also I'm like, oh, ow, what was that? Ooh, I feel even worse.
All of a sudden, that shadow dagger that Ekrum threw just hits you in the neck, and you're like,
What the?
all right. So if we're waiting for you to fail, Ekrum, I don't think I have to wait long at all. Smash cut to Chester.
Oh, no.
You're at the bar. You can feel the anger radiating off of yourself, this past version of you. You remember this moment, and you remember what comes next. You've never seen it this way, though. Even in all the times you've relived this moment, you've never seen it work this way. You are enraged that whoever this person that's just walked in the bar has taken away from your moment of glory. You were the champ for the night. Everyone was buying you drinks, cheering your name. For once, you didn't feel like Chester the loser, Chester the punching bag, the guy that they put in fights so that he would get beat up and make the other person look good. You were a champion that night. You see yourself toss aside that slab of beef that you had covering your eye.
Come on, don't do it, you son of a bitch.
You see the drink slam down, and you stride towards this person.
No, sit down, you dumb bastard.
What do you want to do?
Since we're in another realm and dealing with time, a time dragon, I think Chester's going to see if he can stop this.
Okay.
Because he kind of knows where everything goes after this. Because sometimes it's better to be a loser that no one knows. I want to... first, I'll just try to get in front of Chester and just kind of like... Just like trying to like nudge him back down into his seat.
Okay. Go ahead and you're gonna make two checks. The first one you're going to do is make a wisdom. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say a charisma check. For this is your force of will to like push yourself, your personality into this realm to interfere with time.
Okay. Does this count as a fight? Because I do have that thing that lets me buff my checks. I can use strength or dex when it comes to charisma checks if I'm in a fight.
You know what this is? We would say this is a fight. What you're going to be doing?
All right.
You're fighting against yourself. Gosh, I just want you guys to beat up each other. This is how this episode's going to
go. Non-natural 20.
Okay. You see yourself, this shadowy, silvery version of yourself, this movie, like silent movie type Chester, pause, as if he can hear something in the distance. You kind of remember this, like you being drunk and pausing for a moment when you saw this. Now go ahead and make a strength check to do what you want to do next.
Okay, I'm going to... Oh.
Now, to be fair, it's an opposed...
Can they get a natural one?
No, but...
What a slap fight.
What's your strength modifier?
I got a 6 total, plus 5.
Just wet noodle arms.
Yeah, so you got a 14. So you go to shove yourself. You feel your hands make contact. You can actually physically feel yourself. Mm-hmm. For an instance. And then your hands pass through. And Chester strides through you. You can't hear what he said, but you remember the words. What did you say to that masked or that armored clad figure? What did you say to them to get their attention? The thing that you wish you could take back more than anything.
I don't know who the fuck you are, but I'm gonna kick your dick in.
The figure turns to you. You see an elven woman. Her...
Oops.
She smiles at you. Oh, sugar, you don't want none of this. You see several of the patrons kind of like giving you the like, oh, don't do this, Chester.
Killer?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not killer. I'm kick her dick in.
You heard what I said.
He just doubled down. Go ahead and make an attack roll as you swing.
Am I just doing punches?
Yeah, you're making an unarmed attack.
All right. 15.
Your first punch catches her slightly off guard. Like, she didn't anticipate you doing this. There's a brief flash of anger in her eyes, and then almost a bemusement. Like, kind of like you ever had like a little sibling or something, like pick a fight that you're like, oh no, this is going to go so bad for you.
Yeah.
Before you notice, how's a 16 hit?
16 is my AC, so it hits.
You see a dagger pressed up against your throat. She is right next to you, and she goes, "Oh, sugar, you sure you want to do this?"
Shadow Chester's like, just do it.
You want her? You're telling her to do it?
Yeah, he's just whispering that to himself.
Oh wow, that's dark, man.
Everything's gone kind of bad after this. So, but Chester in the moment wants to like reach around and like grab at a beer stein or a table chair or something like that, and just try to like smash her with it.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
17. That
stein slams into her head. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's unarmed. How much damage does a stein do?
I think it's a
Improvised weapons are a
D4 for you.
D4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have some kind of modifier, like
Yeah.
I
don't know if your character does. Oh, yeah, you can do that thing where like you take a bonus action to make it do max damage.
That's at 10th level.
Oh, okay.
That's a while.
No.
But I can.
You got worse at fighting after this.
Unarmed fighting. I have unarmed fighting.
Okay.
So
it just make a D4
you're technically
improvised
grabbing
weapon.
an arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
An armed.
Yeah.
8 damage.
Okay. You remember how quiet the bar got when you did this. It was already pretty silent when she walked in, but now it's deadly silent. You can hear drops of beer hitting the ground from like surprised patrons' mugs as they're just like, oh no. You feel the whole room poised and ready, anticipating violence. She looks at you and goes, "Oh, honey, nobody hits the #1 killer and gets to walk away from it without even being able to see it." She darts again faster than you can react. That's a 14, 10, 13. She makes 3 knife swings at you. 14, what was your armor class?
AC is 16.
16. You kind of drunkenly get out of the way, each of these kind of diving at you. Go ahead and make your attack. What do you want to do?
I think Shadow Chester, especially being in the realm, is just like enraged at just the arrogance and stupidity, and it's one of those things where this day is not a day that is. Chester's not normally like this. He's not an angry man. It's just the hubris and just kind of the weight of the world probably crashed down on him, and so I actually would like Shadow Chester to like pick up a chair and try to take out past Chester.
Okay.
If I can read.
Well, actually, right now, it feels like you're saying if you could turn back time.
If I could turn back time. It would be a 13. So.
Okay.
Was past Chester's AC different than current
Yeah.
Chester's?
Is he wearing armor?
Can I action search?
Sure.
I'm gonna action search and take a second swing at myself.
So you're trying to knock yourself out
Yeah.
so you can't keep the fight going?
16, matched it. Hit it.
Okay. Your chair slams into yourself. Go ahead and make your damage roll. It's just so weird. You didn't remember a chair breaking over your back when it happened, but now you do. Like, it's weird. It's almost like you're reliving a moment, but also it's happening for the first time.
6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. You stumble over the broken remains. I should say your past self stumbles over the broken remains of this chair. He grabs and reaches out for the first thing he can, which is the masked figure. This elven woman. Go ahead and make a strength throw for Chester.
18.
He grabs her, dragging her down with him.
No.
As she falls on top of you, you feel pain, and you feel hot blood on you. She looks at you. Her eyes seem to have remorse and a little like regret, and also kind of a dark humor about it. And she whispers to you, "It's your burden now, honey." And she rolls off of you, and you see her dagger buried in her stomach. You remember the bar erupting in cheers.
Enjoy it, Chester. You're a doomed man, you dumb son of a bitch.
This is the night you killed the number one killer in the city. You killed the assassin that everyone feared and made yourself the number one target for everyone. You went overnight from a washed up punching bag into the man that just by walking in a room, people feared. The room goes dark again. You're left alone. All you see is the body of the number one killer and yourself, your past self, smiling, thinking, it's all made for Chester now. What do you do?
Nothing to do. It's been done. And I did it to myself and to myself.
I think that's where we're end this one. Yeah, you gotta get your Duolingo string going during this.
I hit the wrong button.
You're not even learning Spanish.
We have this intense moment where Chester's like, oh, and then fucking the goddamn owl interrupts.
So
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
I went to hit my thumbprint to unlock it to go to my character screen, but I hit the Duolingo fast link, and it just opened up to a lesson. Because I was going to check my stats. That was very funny.
All right, this episode, heavy stuff, guys. Heavy in the old RPG development. Hey, guys, where can people find us? Where can they see us if they don't want us to be all serious Sallies?
Yeah, so my name is Tyler. Most everything that Tyson and I produce goes on Nerd News for us.
And if you're looking for him, you can find him on the Duolingo app.
Yeah.
His username is Biblioteca99, but the 9 is German.
If you do want to find me on Duolingo, my name is Mel, and I'm the fat guy with curly hair emoji.
Nice.
So,
Hi,
It's a very specific emoji.
yeah.
He petitioned for them to put it in there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, finally representation.
Yeah.
I'm Tyson Cox. You can find me at Tyson Cox Comedy. If you liked the show, please like, share, and subscribe, all that stuff. And if you like nerd news stuff, and I do stand up all over, check out my website, TysonCoxComedy.com.
And you can find me at Cavin_egg, CAVIN_EGG on all the social medias, as well as CavinEggleston.com.
It is I, Tyson, your friendly fighter, also known as Chester Blackfield. We do have a couple of cool shows coming up. We got the 5th of June, we're at Planet of the Tapes in Louisville. Then the 11th, we are at the White Rabbit Cabaret in Indianapolis, Indiana. So those are our regular monthly running shows, but we also have a really cool Gen Con edition coming up. So if you're in town for Gen Con and want to watch us do a big goofy live show, there's a great chance to do it. We're doing it on Friday the 2nd. Tickets are half sold out now. They're going to go fast, so make sure to grab those. And if you want extra content or want to watch our live shows earlier than anybody else, go ahead and jump on our Patreon. That's the Monster Patreon. There'll be links and stuff like that. And also, if you had a good time, please like and tell a friend, leave a review, share, all that stuff. It takes a second of your day, but it really it helps us out so much. So thank you, everybody, and remember, live vicariously.